Butch, give me a cup, will you? One of those cups. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Welcome to Creighton Blue Jays. Head coach Greg McDermott sitting next to me, followed by Mr. Fiesel, Mr. O'Connell, Mr. Alexander, Mr. Kaluma, and Mr. Hawkins. Start with an opening statement from Coach McDermott, then take questions in the room and from Zoom. Coach McDermott.
Just really proud of our team. As I told them in the locker room, there's a part of me would like to cry, but that's for selfish reasons because I'm not quite ready for this to be over. But I'm also really glad it took place. It has been an incredible journey with this group, and I think today embodied what they've been about all season long. We've had more adversity than any team I've ever coached. And when I say adversity, and we talked about this yesterday with the team, it's not life and death stuff. Like, it's not that kind of adversity, but teammates getting hurt and next guy having to be ready to step up. And it's just happened time after time after time after time. And today was another example. Keyshawn was ready when his number was called. Rati has been ready when his number's called. And, they fought one of the best programs in college basketball, tooth and nail, for 40 minutes. And, we got the ball inside of 2 minutes with a chance to take the lead. And I think that's all you can ask for. And then you hope, you can execute a little bit, and maybe they won't. But we lost to a championship program today, but we certainly have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm really, really proud of this basketball team and what they've accomplished this season.
Questions for Coach or the student athletes. Start in the front on the far right side, please.
For Greg, Kansas's different lineups, they can go big and small a lot of different ways. How difficult are they to face with those different lineups?
Well, he tried to avoid it as long as he could, and I had a feeling that it was coming at some point. And, we were able to take advantage with our small lineup, pulling McCormick away from the basket, and Arthur was really functioning at a high level, both off the dribble and from the three-point line against that matchup. And I thought their small lineup made a game-changing run in the middle of that. And that's when we decided to go back with Keyshawn because he has the ability to keep guys in front because he's quick enough, yet we can throw it to him down in the block, and which we did a few times, and he made some really nice plays. So it was a bit of a chess match in that regard. The only difference is he had 9 or 10 guys down there to choose from, and we had 7.
More questions for the Blue Jays. Stay on the front row on the right.
For Hawk, after everything you guys have been through these last couple weeks, what were the emotions like in the locker room?
Emotional. It's a lot of our last games, but I think the future's bright for this group, and I think they realize it. You look at all the bodies we lost. You lose Sharif, you lose John Christophilus, then you lose Nemhard and Kalkbrenner. You lose 4 guys, most of which played big minutes for you. Just to be resilient enough to come back and keep getting up every time you get knocked down. It's just a silly little game. But I think it teaches you a lot about life in that regard. I think this group's got a lot of fire in them. I couldn't be more proud of how we finished the season out.
On the left-hand side in the middle.
Arthur, I know it's still probably processing, but moving forward, is performances like this in the postseason, the way you guys were undermanned, something to build on heading into next season, knowing what you have coming back?
The goal is to always continue to get better and improve every single game I step out. It was clicking today. Unfortunately, we didn't get a win, but couldn't be more proud of my guys and what we did out there.
Questions for the Blue Jays, second row on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Trey, I wondered, what did you think of Remy Martin out there for them? I think he's a pretty good player. Obviously, it was his night. We kind of had it set up as a personnel game to where we could kind of help off of him a little bit. And then, I mean, when you have a good player like that and he gets going, then, you know, when you see any player that's in college, when you see the ball fall a couple times and then, you know, you're getting your rhythm, then it's kind of hard to stop you. So, I mean, it's kind of what happened tonight. But, I mean, I feel like our game plan is what kept us in the game. And a part of that was trying to keep Abaji and Brown from getting going and have them other guys beat us. And I felt like that was what what put us in the position to win, was to keep those guys from scoring.
And Greg, Bill talked about you putting Hawkins on their point guard and putting him in the lane. Just can you speak through what you were thinking with that?
Well, we didn't. We had to come up with something. You know, obviously asking Keyshawn to guard McCormick for 40 minutes and stay out of foul trouble. You know, most teams in the Big 12 have a couple guys they can, you know, throw at a guy like McCormick. And you know, I thought he was really effective against us when we played him in Lawrence last year, and that was fresh in my mind still. So we wanted to kind of pick somebody that we felt we could help off of. And, you know, I'm not a huge analytics guy, but we chose Harris and tried to plug up the lane and make some of those driving lanes and passing lanes a little more difficult. I had decided before the game that we were going to stick with it temporarily when Martin came in. Obviously a mistake on my part in hindsight, to Trey's point. But, you know, because of the shortness of our bench, we couldn't have them have quick possessions where they just come and go click, click, click and do whatever they want. And then it becomes a track meet, and, you know, the team with more players at their disposal was probably going to win a track meet. So that's why we did it. We tried to plug some things up, do something unconventional when you're playing a team as good as Kansas and you're shorthanded and you have no time to prepare without a guy you thought was going to be there. You have to take some desperate measures sometimes, and that's what we chose to do, and our guys really executed the plan extremely well.
On the left-hand side, in the front row.
Greg, real quick on Remy, I wonder, he's been hurt so much this year, there's not a lot of tape on him. How hard is it, especially with a quick turnaround, to scout a guy like that and kind of know what he is at Kansas?
Yeah, we played him when he was at Arizona State, and I was just talking with my coaching staff in the locker room. You know, his growth and improvement from the guy that was at Arizona State to the guy that's playing now is night and day. Like his engagement defensively compared to how he defended it at Arizona State, and you know, the unselfish nature of the way he's playing is totally different than the guy we played against when he was at Arizona State. So, you know, obviously Coach Self and his staff have done a great job of getting him to understand how he can best help this team. And if you look at the stat sheet, there's one thing that jumps out at you today, and you know, he was a big difference in this game.
Also, for Alex, your coach just talked about having the ball inside a minute or whatever it was late, chance to go ahead, make a winning play, and the pass to you gets behind you a little bit, and you see Ochai go down and dunk it. I mean, just talk about the thought process there while you're watching him run free the other way, and how close that was to you guys making that play.
I mean, it was unfortunate. You know, the Trey's made incredible plays all season. These guys have stepped up, and you know, it was just the pass was behind me. It was what it was, and you know, he got an open look, and that kind of was what it was. You know, on to the next play. That's kind of been our mentality all year. So when that happened, it was just, what's next? What are we going to run next?
You have time for a few more. We'll go on the right-hand side first.
Ayo and Keyshawn, what does it mean for you guys to end it, as Max said, you know, putting up a good fight against one of the best programs in the country?
I'll go first. You know, I mean, I feel like we can put up a good fight, you know, battling through adversity all year with these guys and stepping up and making plays. Today was, you know, fun and good, but, you know, like, I don't know. I'm emotional right now, I'm sorry, but I just want to, you know, shout out to these guys, shout out to, you know, just Creighton whole. Like, I'm a different person now since, you know, coming here, like coming in, I feel like, you know, I was doing this, doing that, but just being around these guys, you know, I've changed, become a different person, and I just, you know, wanted to thank them. But,
Yeah, kind of to Key's point, it's a little emotional right now. It still hasn't been fully processed. It doesn't feel quite real yet, but, just the fight that we've put up all year, all the adversity that we've handled, and, for all these guys to step up and, contribute to this team, what we've done all year, it's just meant the world to me. And, the pride that I feel wearing this uniform is totally unmatched, and I hope that can continue down the line for these young guys. I mean, I was playing today for the name on this uniform. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about anybody in the stands. It was about us, and it was about Creighton. And, I'm so proud of these guys. And like I said, the pride that I feel playing for this program and being a part of the Creighton family is unmatched, and I will never forget it.
Okay. Time for a couple more.
Hey, Alex, sorry, going back to that play with about a minute left where the pass is behind you, like if you catch that cleanly, do you think you're taking a three there? And just with how you guys were shooting threes in this game, do you feel like, just how confident were you that might go down?
I mean, yeah, if I catch it cleanly, I'm going to shoot it. That was our goal. That was our game plan. Take the open looks. They pressure a lot, so we were taking the open shots. So if I caught it cleanly, it was going to go up, or I was either going to swing it one more to Hawk to get a better look. So that's kind of what was going through my head.
Okay. Last one on the left.
Mac, are you encouraged about the future of this team, and how much will experiences like this help some of the younger guys moving forward?
Well, if they can't learn from Keyshawn and Alex and Hawk, because they've all played significant leadership roles in their own way, and I think have had a tremendous impact on the growth of our young guys, and they might not even know that yet, but they will someday. And we live in a world of excuses. This is why I got a bad test grade. It's somebody else's fault. This is why I was late. We had a lot of opportunities to have excuses this year as to why the season wasn't going to continue to progress the way that it was, because Sharif got hurt, or R2 got hurt, or John got hurt, or Ryan got hurt, and we didn't do it. And in this day and age, that's pretty impressive. They had an out, and they chose, you know what, we're going to fight a little harder together. We're going to become a little bit more together, and we'll listen to see if Coach has got some other crazy plan that he thinks might work for us to try to win this next one. And they have been so much fun to coach, and I speak for myself, and my coaching staff has done a tremendous job this year. My support staff has been awesome. But to a man, we have really enjoyed this group. And part of it is you watch guys grow and change, and watch Keyshawn's approach to the role that I asked him to play. Watching Alex from, a guy that was 1 year ago really disappointed about not playing as much as he would have liked in Indianapolis, to turning into a guy that doesn't care about himself anymore. He's all about the team. And Hawk never having a bad day, and being so selfless and such an energy giver. But all those examples have rubbed off on Art and Trey and R2 and Mason and John, all the young Rati, Mo, all the young guys in our program. And we're going to forever be indebted to them. And as I told them in the locker room, there will be a time later in life, I'm not sure I'll still be around, but Art or Trey or one of those other freshmen are going to use something that they learned from these three guys as an example when they're trying to raise their own children. Because these three have been a model as to what this particular team needed. We didn't have anybody in the middle. We had young guys and we had these three old guys, and nothing in the middle. So that put a lot of pressure on those three to do things right. And we weren't always perfect, and we probably weren't where we needed to be in November and December all the time, but when we figured it out, boy, did we figure it out. And the train has been rolling forward at a pretty hefty pace since then, and it's the buy-in by the young guys, and it was the leadership of the three older guys sitting up here with me.
Men, thank you for being here.
Thank you.